Today's tech news moves fast, but understanding it shouldn't be hard. That's why Snarful Solutions Group brings you Connecting the Dots, where we break down what's happening in tech and why it matters to you. Now, let's dive in with your hosts.
Welcome to Connecting the Dots. I'm Alex.
And I'm Morgan. It's Wednesday, August 20th, 2025.
And we're here to help you connect the dots on some key tech stories happening right now.
Exactly. Think of us as your guide through the noise, finding the patterns, and figuring out why this stuff actually matters to you.
Okay, before we jump into the tech side of things, let's get a quick feel for what's happening outside our studio here in Sacramento.
Still hot. Looking at a high of 99 degrees Fahrenheit today.
Yep, definitely an indoor kind of day. How's it looking nationally?
Well, pretty active, actually. There's dangerous surf and rip currents expected along most of the Atlantic shoreline, so heads up if you're near the coast there.
Good warning.
And out west, record highs are causing major to extreme heat risk in a lot of places.
Wow.
Plus, Hurricane Erin is still tracking north. It's bringing tropical storm winds and storm surge to the Outer Banks and parts of coastal Virginia. Life-threatening surf is a real concern along much of the East Coast this week.
So yeah, definitely stay safe and informed if you're in any of those zones.
Absolutely.
All right, let's quickly check the financial pulse. The Dow Jones closed yesterday at 44,998.51. That's up about 75 points for the day, so plus 0.17%.
Okay, a little gain there.
Yeah, just slightly up for the week, too, 0.08%.
The S&P 500, though, dipped a bit, closed at 6,391.80, which is down nearly 15 points, or 0.23%. And it's down about 0.83% for the week.
Okay, so a bit weaker there. What about Bitcoin?
Bitcoin had a bit of an up day yesterday, closing at 113,176.68. That's up over 324 points, or 0.29%. But yeah, looking at the week, it's actually down over 3,000 points, about 2.64%. So, volatile as ever.
True story. And speaking of down, got to mention the Giants.
Oh, boy.
Lost to the Padres yesterday, August 19th, final score 1-5.
Ouch.
Yeah, not great. Nick Pivetta got the win for San Diego. Manny Machado went 2 for 4 against us.
Well, there's always next time.
So we keep saying. Okay, let's move on to why we're really here. We've got our Morning Star report, our internal Snarful tech brief.
And today we're looking at 3 really big stories. They kind of give you a window into, who's shaping the digital world right now.
We've got tech giants making huge moves, governments getting into digital currencies, and some pretty serious security questions.
Yeah, it's all connected. We'll look at Meta's massive AI ambitions, China's interesting move on stablecoins, and a concerning story about Microsoft and government security.
These aren't just abstract headlines, folks. They touch on things that affect how we work, how money moves, and how secure our information is. Let's get into it.
All right. First up, Meta.
Yeah, big news coming out of Mark Zuckerberg's world. He's apparently planning this huge reorganization of a company's entire AI effort. It's all centered around a new drive for superintelligence.
Right. And the scale here is, it's massive. They're taking all their AI groups, the Llama models team, the product AI teams, even the fundamental AI research group, FAIR, and rolling them all into one new division. It's called Meta Superintelligence Labs, or MSL.
MSL. Sounds serious. Who's leading it?
Some heavy hitters. It's co-led by Alexander Wang. He was the CEO of Scale AI. Now he's Meta's chief AI officer, and Nat Friedman.
Oh, Nat Friedman from GitHub and AI investing fame.
That's the one. And get this, Meta actually poured $14.3 billion into Scale AI as part of the deal to get Wang.
Wait, $14 billion? Just to hire someone?
Well, it was tied to the deal with Scale AI, but yeah, it shows the price tag on top-tier AI leadership right now. It's staggering.
So what's the goal with this MSL? Just better AI?
It goes way beyond that, apparently. Zuckerberg's stated goal is to build personal superintelligence for everyone.
Personal superintelligence. What does that even mean?
Think AI that can perform, beyond human level at most cognitive tasks, not just chatbots, but AI that could genuinely understand your needs, maybe anticipate them, help manage complex parts of your life. It's a huge leap they're aiming for.
And they're really going after the talent to do it.
Oh, absolutely. It's like an all-out talent war. They're poaching top people from OpenAI, Google, Anthropic, you name it.
With huge bonuses, I heard.
Unprecedented bonuses. Reports are saying up to $100 million signing bonuses in some cases.
$100 million for one person. Who are they getting?
Big names. like Shengji Zhao, who co-created ChatGPT. He's now the chief scientist at MSL, Lin, who worked on GPT-4o. Jack Ray from DeepMind's Gemini team. They're really stacking the deck.
Is this just about keeping up? I remember hearing their Llama 4 models maybe didn't perform as well as hoped.
That's definitely part of the context, yeah. Llama 4 apparently underperformed expectations, and there was some flack about misleading benchmarks.
Okay.
And their biggest model, Llama 4 Behemoth, keeps getting delayed. Plus, they've generally lagged rivals a bit in AI models that have strong reasoning abilities, problem solving, planning.
So this is a major push to catch up and maybe leapfrog.
Exactly. But it's also classic Zuckerberg, right? These huge bet the company kind of moves, and they are backing it up with cash. We're talking tens, maybe hundreds of billions committed to infrastructure.
Like data centers and hardware?
Yep. Massive new data centers planned, like Prometheus and Hyperion, multi-gigawatt facilities coming online by 2026. Custom hardware development, it's an enormous investment.
So the big picture here isn't just another AI product. It's Meta staking its future on becoming an AI company, maybe more than a social media one.
I think that's a fair way to put it. It shows the sheer intensity of this AI race among the tech giants. And if they succeed with this personal superintelligence, well, that could change everything about how you interact with technology day to day.
A fundamental shift. Wow. Okay, let's pivot from AI giants to global finance and government strategy.
Right. Our second story takes us to China. And it's a really interesting potential policy shift.
The headline is that China, which famously banned crypto activities back in 2021,
right, a pretty hard ban,
is now reportedly considering allowing yuan-backed stablecoins.
Yeah, quite the turnaround. The idea is to boost the global use of their currency, the yuan.
Why the change of heart now?
Well, it seems largely influenced by the U.S. The U.S. has been warming up to dollar-backed stablecoins, especially, after things like the Genius Act under the previous administration, which sort of aimed to legitimize them.
So China sees the U.S. making moves with dollar stablecoins and thinks, we need our own version.
Pretty much. The State Council, which is like their cabinet, might approve a plan later this month. It would supposedly set adoption targets, outline risk controls, the whole framework.
And the U.S. dominance in stablecoins right now is huge, isn't it?
Overwhelming. Dollar-backed stablecoins have over 99% of the market, and that market's projected to hit $2 trillion by 2028.
$2 trillion. Wow. Compare that to the yuan.
Exactly. The yuan's share in global payments is tiny, just under 3%. The dollar's closer to 47%. So you can see the gap Beijing wants to address.
And they see dollar stablecoins as a threat.
A direct threat, it seems. Because these stablecoins combine the dollar's liquidity with blockchain speed, and crucially, they can bypass China's capital controls, the rules limiting money flowing in and out. That's a challenge to their financial control.
What about their own digital currency, the ECNY? Wasn't that supposed to be the answer?
It hasn't really taken off, especially compared to existing payment giants like Alipay and WeChat Pay. So yuan stablecoins might be seen as a more practical way to get the yuan used internationally, digitally.
And China's own tech companies are pushing for this.
Oh, yeah. Big players like JD.com, Alibaba's affiliate Ant Group, they're reportedly lobbying the central bank hard. They want authorization, especially in Hong Kong, to launch these yuan stablecoins.
To basically fight back against the dollar's digital influence.
Exactly. And promote the yuan internationally. There's also an economic angle. Stablecoins need reserves, usually government debt.
Right. They have to be backed 1-to-1.
So yuan stablecoins could create significant demand for Chinese government debt, much like dollar stablecoins boost demand for U.S. treasuries.
So the real takeaway here is China seeing a strategic opportunity, even if it means using technology they previously banned.
Precisely. It's pragmatic. They see the way digital finance is evolving, particularly with stablecoins, and they're adapting to use those tools for their own geopolitical and economic goals. It's a fascinating example of currency competition going digital.
And for you, listening, this could really change things down the line. Think about international business, cross-border payments, maybe new, faster ways to transact emerge, less reliant on the old systems.
Definitely one to watch.
Okay, for our last story, we're switching gears again. This time to cybersecurity, government contracts, and, well, a lack of transparency.
Yeah, this comes from a ProPublica investigation, and it involves Microsoft and the U.S. Department of Defense.
What's the court issue?
The report found that Microsoft didn't disclose some pretty crucial details in its 2025 security plan for the DoD, specifically that they were using engineers based in China to work on highly sensitive DoD cloud systems.
Wait, engineers in China working on U.S. defense systems?
Through something they called digital escorts. Basically, U.S. personnel with security clearances, often contractors, would supervise these foreign engineers, including the ones in China.
Supervise how?
The foreign engineers couldn't access the systems directly, so the U.S.-based escort would sit with them, virtually or physically, and manually type in the commands that the foreign engineer told them to.
Sounds convoluted and risky.
Extremely risky, according to security experts. And the main issue ProPublica highlighted was the lack of disclosure. Microsoft's big 125-page security plan submitted to the DoD apparently made no mention of China-based operations or foreign engineers at all.
It just hit it.
It used vague language, something like non-screened personnel getting escorted access.
Yeah.
Very opaque.
So how did the DoD react when this came out?
Not well. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and others expressed shock and outrage. They launched a review immediately. Senator Tom Cotton was very vocal, pointing out that China is a top cyber adversary and the risks of espionage or sabotage are just huge. Experts warned it's basically impossible for Chinese citizens or companies to refuse data requests from their government.
What was Microsoft's response?
Initially, they kind of defended it, saying the escorted sessions were tightly monitored. But after the public outcry and government pressure, they reversed course. Microsoft announced they would stop using China-based engineers for DoD cloud systems.
So they stopped, but only after getting caught.
That's how it looks, yeah. And the investigation found this wasn't just DoD. This digital escort model was apparently used for other federal agencies too, parts of Justice, Treasury, Commerce, for sensitive, though unclassified, data in the Government Community Cloud, GCC.
So the potential exposure was wider than just defense secrets.
Potentially, yes. Sensitive government operations across different departments.
This raises questions about oversight, doesn't it? How does this get approved?
It shines a spotlight on the process, specifically the Federal Risk and Authorization Program, or FedRAMP. That's the system supposed to ensure cloud security for government agencies.
How does it work?
Well, companies essentially pay third-party assessment organizations. In this case, a company called Kratos was mentioned to evaluate their security.
Wait, the company pays its own evaluator.
Exactly. Critics say that's a major conflict of interest, like, a restaurant paying its own health inspector. How independent can that assessment really be?
Yeah, that sounds problematic.
So this whole story just hammers home how vital cybersecurity and supply chain security are, especially when governments rely so heavily on private tech companies.
And the need for real transparency and robust oversight.
Absolutely. For you listening, it's a reminder of the complexities of data security in our globalized world. Whether it's government data, your company's data, or even your personal info, understanding who has access and how it's protected is critical. This whole digital escort thing really makes you question the layers of trust involved.
It really does. A lot to think about there. Okay, let's quickly recap the big threads we pulled today.
All right, story one. Meta's massive bet on personal superintelligence. They're restructuring, poaching talent with huge bonuses, and investing billions in infrastructure. It's an aggressive push to dominate the next phase of AI and shift the company's core focus.
Story 2. China's potential U-turn on crypto, considering yuan-backed stablecoins. This isn't just about digital currency. It's a strategic move to boost the yuan globally, challenge the dollar's digital dominance, and leverage tech they previously banned for geopolitical gain.
And story 3, the Microsoft cybersecurity issue. The revelation about undisclosed China-based engineers working on sensitive U.S. government systems via digital escorts highlights major concerns about transparency, oversight, and the security risks in public-private tech partnerships.
So you see, these stories, AI ambition, digital currency wars, cybersecurity vulnerabilities, they might seem separate, but they're all part of the same larger picture.
Yeah, they show this incredible interplay between technological innovation, global economics, and national security. And all of it has real-world consequences for how we live, work, and trust the systems around us.
It's complex, but understanding these connections is key.
We're here to help at Snarful, so reach out on our website if you have any more questions.
That's a wrap on today's top stories. Remember, tech doesn't have to be complicated, and we're here to help connect the dots. If you've got questions or want to learn more, visit us at snarful.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.